Hey everyone, Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's W-O-R-I-M-I, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies for the senses, entertainment only. Okay, what other juicy topic can we tackle today? Just want to put it out there that I won't be on tomorrow. I am driving a couple of hours to take out to lunch one of my oldest and dearest friends. So won't be on tomorrow unless something really major happens, and then I will squeeze it in somewhere. Okay, possibly even from the boudoir at night time, but I'm hoping for a calm day tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to use the runic tarot. I'm just going to got my cheat sheet here, the runic tarot. I'm just going to follow up on the reading I did yesterday and probably the day before as well, as I'm trying to unravel what's going on. Now, I keep getting told that Pooty is deceased. I haven't been able to pick him up for about 18 months now. I feel a period of that was when he was in really bad health decline and in a coma. I've been told that the one in charge is Dmitry. I keep getting the name Dmitry. They don't tell me the last name. So is it Dmitry Medvedev? Is it Dmitry Patrushev? And I'm sure I've pronounced that wrong. I do apologize. Or is it another Dmitry altogether? Because boy, oh boy, it seems to be quite a popular name. Now, apparently Dmitry Patrushev is the father of Nikolai. Okay, so where do I go with this? The father. Okay, if I look, Dmitry Patrushev, I believe, if I get this correctly, was the FSB chief after Putin stepped aside from the position to become, boss of the USSR type thing, or boss of Russia. I believe he's now the Deputy Prime Minister of Russia, if I'm correct there. Now, it was his son, Nikolai Patrushev, that came out after the November 5th and said, Felon 45, we got you in there, you now owe us. Okay, so I think I'm trying to get these pieces into place. Now, Felon 45's just recently come out overnight and said that he's really angry with, oh gosh, that was an interesting light change. Okay, whatever. Really angry, shining the light. The light has been shone. Really angry at the Kremlin, and then it's gone dark again for whatever reason. Nothing has changed in the surrounds, so that's really interesting. So it might have been me putting my hand up there, and who knows. Anyhow, Felon 45 has come out and said and threatened. He just threatens and blusters and lies, and you know how he is. So he's threatened to send weapons to Ukraine again. I'm sure Ukraine aren't holding their breath about it because we just know that it's there's Ukraine. Viva Slava Ukraine. And then we've got this Ace of Pentacles, this new beginning, this new protection. But I don't think it's going to come from the Felon. Felon changes his mind like other people. Gosh, I was going to say change their socks, but he does it even more often than that. I don't quite know. He just changes it constantly depending on who's peeved him off last and who was last in his ear. So what's happening in Russia at the moment? Oh boy, there's been some window fallings and etc. So what we've got now, so not only did the deputy CEO or the vice president or whoever it was of some big oil and gas company fall out of the supposed 17 window, despite the fact that his residence is the 10th window. So I don't quite know how they worked out that he fell from 7 stories higher up than where he actually lives, but okay, whatever, since he was found on the pavement. So how do you calculate? No idea. Anyhow, so fell out. That was a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. I believe yesterday, the deputy head of, and then you've got the head of the transport found apparently self-pew-pewed, but he wasn't holding the item of execution, let me put it that way. So yeah, very sus there. We've then got the deputy head, and apparently he pew-pewed himself several days before he was sacked from the position. So, okay, that's a bit suspicious as well. Then we've got yesterday, apparently the deputy head of the land fund development section of the Kremlin, Straya Basman, whatever it is. Anyhow, the deputy head of the land funds development stood up in a meeting at the age of 42 and dropped dead on the spot. Okay, yeah, not half suspicious that one either. And then we've got, so this is all happening within the last few days. Then we've got Konstantin Strukov, who is apparently owns some major gold mines worth about $3.5 billion. Russian oligarch and gold mining mogul, was on his plane ready to depart for Turkey. When his plane was stopped, he was probably taken into custody. I didn't read that, but he had his passport taken from him and he has been stripped of his assets. So basically his bank accounts have been cleared out, his assets have been seized, and I'm pretty sure he's not the owner of a gold mine anymore. Okay, so there's a lot happening over there at the moment. Now, as I split the deck, I got the Moon card, secrets being revealed, literally a fight of good versus evil. And I'm not saying Constantine was good, but this is what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, I'm going to say the fighting over the decreasing assets, the small assets, because the Kremlin has no money. There is no money. And what's happening is the bison in the room is being revealed. Bison in the room is being revealed. So a lot of us readers see that the outing of the passing of Putin, the fall of Netanyahu. Now, I don't know whether he's theoretically gone back to Israel or whether he's gone to visit his son in Florida. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at his actions today. But, you know, he's never before travelled with his wife. Well, he has travelled with his wife, but he hadn't brought her to the US. His son, I believe, that lives part-time. I'm getting that he moved to Florida to avoid the usual conscription into the Israeli Defense Force. Strange how these oligarchs, their children, or these dictators, it's never their children that have to serve. He was over in Israel recently in regards to a fraudulent diplomatic passport scam as a witness. Okay. So obviously he had some dealings there. Oh, goodness me, talk about apples not falling far from the tree. But I want to have a look about what is happening in, because these three, they're all intertwined. They're all intertwined. David from Tarot by the Bay. Oh, goodness me, 165,000 views. Go, David, in regards to, something unexpected being brought forward from left field. David from Tarot by the Bay did one on The Simpsons. All about the Kremlin. Something unexpected. There is a truth going to be revealed about the Kremlin. Something unexpected being revealed about the Kremlin. Okay. Maybe about who's actually truthfully in charge. When did the Simpsons say that felon 45, the orange twerp's going to be taken out? Go, David. What a great reading. I have no idea why that light is changing. I'm wondering whether because nothing's changed outside. I'm sitting here. I know it's autofocus. Is it because I'm moving slightly and revealing those white? I don't know. But let's have a look. What's going on? Now, this popped out before, but I put it back. the Seven of Pentacles. Now I know that symbol, that rune there, means honor, justice, leadership, authority, and the warrior. But boy, oh boy, doesn't it look like a target on a back here for perhaps somebody who is not doing the right thing? The Seven of Pentacles, looking at the achievements, reaping, trying to reap what one has sown. The Ace of Swords is pointed down here. The guy's looking over his shoulder, very much OF sort of look about him. Oh, you've got I haven't noticed that before, the Ace of Cups. Partnerships, agreements, emotionally overwhelming. I have never seen that there before in that card. You've got both the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, because you've got all those pentacles on the wall. And this one up, which one? Which one's the Ace? One of those is the Ace anyhow. I'd have to get the Ace of Pentacles out and have a look. So the only thing not there is the Ace of Wands in that drawing. Oh, that's fascinating. Because the next two cards, we've got Judgment. Judgment. Collective awakening, call to arms and uprising, but also raising to the ground, picking over the battlefield. Now, reports have come out from the front line of Ukraine, a harsh truth about warriors potentially. Reports have come out from the front line, from Ukrainian reporters, that the sale of tooth extraction kits has gone up significantly. Self-extraction, which means that there's nobody to do any work there. The diet's really poor. There's no hygiene, anything along those lines. There seems to be an abundance of self-tooth extraction kits. Now, I don't know quite what's behind that. It feels more than just extracting rotten teeth. There's something more there than that. It's almost, I'm getting like to send the tooth home type thing, the teeth home or a tooth home. Reports are coming out that the Russian troops, reports are coming out that as I split the deck, that Russian troops are eating their own. They are starving and they are eating their own. I just can't. I just can't with that. I get it, but okay. What do we need to know about what's going on in the Kremlin? I'm actually feeling quite ill. Okay. There's Bindi having a snooze. The King of Cups is the card that wanted to be on top. The negotiator, the diplomat. For the US, it is now my We the People card. Is it in Russia? We the people starting to become vocal and take action. Let's see where this goes. What is happening in Russia at the moment? Because the wheel has turned. We're not getting news out of Russia, or much news. The news we only ever get really is propaganda news. I'll just move that to the side, see if that brightens that up a little bit. The news we get is always propaganda news anyhow, but there's been a real shift. There's been a shift in the Kremlin. Things are being revealed. Full exposure. Now these two horses drawing this chariot are careering wildly with this exposure. Trying to flee. You might find there'll be more oligarchs trying to flee. There was a real rash when the invasion of Ukraine first happened of expat Russian oligarchs in other countries, Spain, France, places, England, etc., either falling out of windows or, entire families being taken out. There was a real rash of them, which would have also been a money grab there and then. Oh boy, here's Mother Russia in the past, weaving something new, spinning something new on her wheel of fortune. Mother Russia in the past. This is 3 major arcana and a King of Cups. Feels like just about to tip over. Right, we've got the 5 of Cups at the top. Disregard. I mean, I'm asking about the Kremlin. So you've got these 3 cups laid out in the water here, emotionally discarded, not looking at what they need to look at. It's also Loki, or Luki, or however you like to pronounce it, the mischievous devil. It's almost like discarded, emotionally discarded. The immediate future, the 7 of Cups, the illusion, the smoke and mirrors, the spinning, the propaganda about how everything's hunky-dory. But we've then got the star, the sun next to the star card here. Externally, the star. I think there's an internal fight going on that we're not necessarily hearing about. And then internally, the 3 of Wands. Could be information coming in or going out. Information being put out there. Again, we've got this warrior symbol here. We've got this warrior symbol here. About information getting out internally. Could be leaks in the Kremlin. The 8 of Swords. The hopes and fears. At the point of the sword. The outcome. Slava Ukraine. King of Swords. Queen of Cups. This new energy coming in. Something being revealed. Could be something being brought forward and a truth being exposed. And it's the end. We've gone from the King of Cups to the Queen of Cups to the ending. Trying to keep a lid on it, but it's the end. And then we've got the packing up the truth and moving forward to a new horizon. Okay. Oh, look what's on the bottom. The devil. And then we have this dude with the arrow in his pointing at his back. And then we have the oligarchs. And we have the oligarchs being stabbed in the back and beheaded. But then we have this Fool card, this Ace of Swords. And then Temperance and Moderation. Wow, new beginning with the truth and a new energy that brings balance. Wow. You've got the stealing of the protections because of the corruption. The celebration of the Emperor is at the end of a cycle, because if I go back to this end of the deck, we had the Emperor and the wrath being brought down on the Emperor. What is happening in Russia? I think, I don't know who's going to be the first to fall. It's almost like pick a number between the 3 of them. Are we going to... Okay, tell me about... I don't know where to go with this. I'm just going to put it out there that I might grab a couple of prediction deck cards just to finish up. Predictions deck. It feels like it's already done, but it's not done. Show me. Disaster, wreckage, absolutely. Disaster, wreckage. Doesn't mean that the attacks are going to stop straight away. I hope this isn't Kiev, because we do know as they get more desperate, these narcissistic dictator oligarchs are going to get more desperate. Unexpected results popped out. So something unexpected is going to be revealed. Oh, I'm just drawn to the skull there with what's hanging out of the skull. Looks like weeds. So it's been dead for a while, that skull. Unexpected results coming out of the disaster. What do we need to know about what's happening in Russia at the moment? Submarine underwater. Sinking of a submarine. I mean, was it called the Kursk? The submarine that went down with all on board, and Russia refused help to do any rescue and basically left them to die. Submarine underwater. Okay, might be somebody who's submerged within the Kremlin, betrayed. They're going to betray and backstab. And this has popped out for the second time. Big city. What's the big city? Explosive situation. Oh, reminds me of I keep saying there's going to be some huge explosion. Now there's ears ringing. And then we've got downgraded. Downgraded. Okay. Show me you want that one. Farming industry. Being able to farm. I'm not feeling it's farmers themselves. Is this Ukraine the breadbasket? Because Ukraine is the breadbasket of that area of the continent. Lies, deception. Tell me. Lies, tell me. Maybe some sort of lies and deception. You want that one. Floods and heavy rain. Well, we had that in Texas. Controlled puppet. Well, we know who that is. We know who's lying and deceiving. We know who basically hasn't even said a word, barely, about what happened in Texas. We know he's a controlled puppet. Where's this taking me? Oh, and you want that one. Moon and unclear. Moon card, secrets being revealed. Oh, okay, right. Let me continue with this. We've got the lies and deception about the heavy rains and floods. I mean, you've got MTG out there saying, oh, it was cloud seeding. No. So you've got lies and deception about it. You've got a controlled puppet here. You've got secrets, trying to keep secrets hidden, coerced and manipulated. But then we have the cyber attack. cyber attack. Prepare and stock up, as there is somebody desperate to hold power. So I was asking about Russia, and I think what it is, it's a multifaceted. We've got keep quiet, we've got a military plane, but then we've got documents being declassified. We've got airborne toxins. So I'm thinking this might be from whatever that explosion is. Surveillance records, because there are surveillance records about the innocent truthful that will bring about an uprising and a rebellion. And then we've got the heavy burden being and a replacement of the regime. So I think this is telling me that when the Kremlin, so it's telling me the story about the Kremlin going in that madman explosion is when things start happening in the US. So please, please, please watch for what is happening in Russia. If you hear a skerrick about, if you hear news about the explosion, if you hear news that Swan Lake is being played, please, please take action and stay safe, because that's when it will all start to really unravel in the United States. So I'm wondering whether Netanyahu's the first, by not going home to face his corruption court case, followed by the Kremlin, followed by the orange twerp. And when it happens, it's going to happen really quickly, really close together. Sorry to leave you on that note. However, I am going to point out, pace yourself. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Be aware, but not alarmed, because if you are aware, you know of actions that you can then take. So be aware, not alarmed, and pace yourself, because we're here to be part of the rebuilding. Okay, love to you all. Take care.